Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Distinguished Speaker Series. I am so thrilled and excited to bring today's guest to you. For those of you that are joining us new, my name is Asma Wasti, and I'm the founder of educational and personal growth organization called Accelerate Global. And we work with startups that are within the first 3 years of your business life and help you start from visualization to growth and growing your own teams and running your own business and scaling them. And one of my favorite things to do is to bring the remarkable guests that we do on our speaker series. They are experts in their own field and celebrities in their own right. Their stories are unique and amazing, and there's always something to learn from them. Their journey is remarkable, and I would love to share that with you. So, today's guest, I would love to welcome, and I would love all of you to welcome. And for those of you that are watching live, say hashtag live. Those of you that are watching in the replay, put hashtag replay. But I would love to hear from you in the comments and find out how you felt about this today. It's really my pleasure to bring to you today, all the way from California, USA, Faye Elia from Faye Elia Coaching. Hello, Faye, and welcome to our Distinguished Speaker Series.
Hello, Esma. Thank you so much for having me on here. I'm very delighted to be here. My name is Faye Elia. I'm with Faye Elia Coaching, and I've been an entrepreneur for over 25 years.
I know that is, you know what? I can't wait to explore that story. But let's start with a little bit. So let's start from the beginning, because if I talk about your current offer and what is it that you do, it wouldn't make sense until we actually talk about your journey, because your journey is what has brought to you to do what you do today, isn't it? And how good
Right.
you are and
Yes.
why you are. So let's talk about you grew up in you didn't grow up in California, but you kind of grew up in California because you've been there for how long now?
Yeah, I've been here. I've been here for
Forever.
for over a long time, for over 30 years. So I was, an entrepreneur for over 25 years. I have two lovely daughters that are also, successful and entrepreneurs, and I'm a
Amazing.
very proud mom of them. And yes, I pretty much grew up in the Midwest. I am I'm originally Middle Eastern. I grew up. Came to the States, came to United States when I was super young, and grew up back in Midwest, and then
Mhm.
actually got married at a super young age, at the age
You got married at?
of
Would
15
share
years.
with us. Oh my dear Lord. I can't imagine, because I do have a 15-year-old at home.
Yeah,
So to be, and to do that and be a mom at a very young age too, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got married at a very young age. 15. I was pretty much, a child. Didn't, I
Mm.
wasn't a child. I wasn't developed. I wasn't really all grown up, and didn't know much, about life, and just got into this marriage, and just started, living life from there, and learning that, wow, this is not what I expected, to get out of this marriage with. I learned he was very toxic, abusive, and I kind of had to learn that throughout the marriage. And then, I'm married at that
And
time. And
yet here you are. I'm gonna sure, because I want to explore areas of your life that is so amazing, and a lot of people can relate to that. You you found out that pretty quick, the abusive and the toxic part of that relationship. Yet you continue to build home, and you went on to create these big, huge businesses, these multi-million dollar businesses, right? That was
Right,
that side of you, and that was the other side of your life, right? It's not
right,
easy to juggle,
exactly.
but it happens. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It was absolutely not easy, being in that kind of a marriage and having two children, in the marriage and raising them and being, a mother and a wife. And then at the same time, when we got married, he really didn't have anything. It was like zero, nothing. So we just started working up. I just started working up. Opened our first business.
That was a convenience store?
Was a convenience store. That was our very first business, and we just started, working from there. But it was really hard trying to juggle having children, raising children, and
You had your firstborn at what age? 16, you said?
yeah, exactly. And I had my
Yeah.
firstborn at the age of 16, and because I was, an entrepreneur and I was, running a business, I had nowhere to keep her at the time we had moved here to California.
Mhm.
No, I had no one to really watch her, and she was
Mhm.
newborn. So I had to take her to work with me every single day.
No
Every
wonder your daughter is an entrepreneur at age 30 and so successful and a multi-million dollar, herself running that kind of. No wonder.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I really
Because
did. I
that's the
took her.
environment she got, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she pretty much grew up in the business. She really did. I mean, from like newborn until about age like, wow, like you name it, 4 or 5 years old.
And
Every
you ran that business from scratch. You build it up from ground up, right?
day, yeah. It was from scratch. We built it up, just working, every day.
What were your hours?
I put in a while, like at least 15 hours a day,
Mhm.
because in the beginning you had to, there's no way you can afford to even hire employees. You had to put in,
Mhm.
the hours, you had to do the work, you had to, do
But
all
you
the,
learned very fast. You did a fabulous job with it, right? You were there, running the finances, doing the accounting piece, doing the order, right? The sale, the purchase.
vendors every day, doing all the orders. Working with big companies, ordering, I mean, with big companies, you name it, like Kellogg's, Starkist, Kraft, just, and you have to know
Amazing.
your market. You have to know your market when you're ordering for your business.
Mhm.
You have to know your market. I mean, you can't just, if you're in a market where you have younger generation or
Mhm.
different ethnicity, you can bring in different products. You really have to know your market, and then
Mhm.
from there, you're gonna
What is it that they want? And then
what is it that they
yeah.
want, and then you bring in product according to that and market that
I
way.
can't imagine. When I was 16, if you would have asked me, could you go and run this convenience store? I'm like, what in the world? Or like, I wouldn't even know how to open the cash register at that age. And for you to do this and you do it so successfully, and then from there, you went on to grow, you build
Yeah,
more. Like, yeah.
yeah, it was, open and close, from the moment you open the doors, you disarm the alarm, you go in, you open to business, and you're dealing with customers, building relationships with them, getting to know them getting to know you, seeing, what it is that they want, learning about them. If product that you don't carry and they want it, you want to make sure that you bring it in for them. That's all part of great customer service, right?
Mhm.
And and
And
yeah.
you went on to build another store and another, building more properties, more businesses from
Yeah.
there onwards. It's not easy because, a lot of people go into this type of business and then they just stay there having this one family run store for themselves. But
Right.
to have that and then brand from there, that's some savvy business
Yeah.
tactics, right?
Right. It
At
is.
the
It
age
really.
that you were in.
Yeah, exactly,
especially
right? Yeah.
as a
You
teenager and a young
yeah,
adult.
right. You take that concept and you just apply it, you apply it to the next business. And I've always had, a love for personal development. Um, I didn't always, I didn't know that, but I had a love for it. And at the time I had, customers that would, I had a customer that would come in and, I would share that with her and we would talk. And and she mentioned to me, and I would share a little bit with her about my story, right? And she would,
So while you were running this business, you had this toxic relationship going on, and it was kind of like behind closed doors, really, right?
oh
It
yeah,
was
definitely,
impacting you
100%.
mentally, emotionally, in every which way. That
Oh
it,
yeah, yeah. It
yeah.
was very, very draining, very toxic,
Mm.
very painful, but behind doors, and I would hide it all because you don't want anyone to know. I look perfect on the outside picture,
That's
but
true. That's how most women are,
yeah,
right? That's
that's
how
how
we
most.
try to.
Yeah, a lot of women,
Yeah.
you see them there today. When I mean me now in this position, when I look at women today,
Mhm.
they look really great on the surface, but who
Mhm.
knows what's behind doors? You really
Mhm.
don't know, because I was one of them, and I was one of the, like, perfect and perfect family and perfect
Living in this huge house, being
living
this
in this
successful
huge
entrepreneur.
house,
Yeah.
being successful entrepreneur, and great daughters, and
Mhm.
well raised, and family, and all of that. It was a perfect painted picture on the outside, but people don't know, what's behind doors. So
Mm.
the,
So that's the story that you shared with that one customer who used to come to your store,
that's
right?
exactly that's a story. Yeah, I shared with her, and so I shared that story, my
Mhm.
story with
Mhm.
her, and she recommended that I listen to the most famous teachers today, and here in the world, Abraham Hicks, which is known as uh, Esther Hicks. So she, at the time, that was many, many years ago. She gave me
Mhm.
cassettes of hers, little cassette players to
For
listen to.
those of us that were born like past the 90s, right? Could you tell us what is that? Right? The
Remember,
cassettes that.
exactly. You guys remember in the old days we had the cassette players before even
Yeah.
the CDs came out, and this is what we were listening to. So she had them on cassette players, and she gave me like three, four of them to listen to every day, and
Yeah.
our my business was really far away, so I would listen to it on back and
Mhm.
forth to work,
Mhm.
to these cassette players,
Mm.
and I would listen over and over and over and over again until I started understanding, okay, yeah, this is making sense, like to apply it into my life, to see how it's resonating with me. So I was listening to them and learning so much, but then my of course my ex found out that I was listening to them, and he's like, what's this shit you're listening to? So I
You'd have gone, hey, you should listen to some of those too, just in case.
exactly.
It might.
So
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
so then
Stephanie
I
says great use of commute time, and I agree. It's a great point that you shared. Also, perfect. Like the two things I just learned from you, that you were never hesitant, no matter how difficult your situation was. You never left hope. You never left the idea that you can improve yourself and your personal growth, and you kept on implementing actions that had impact on the changes. Like you could have, that lady, and we're going to talk about her in a sec. That lady could have given you those cassettes, and you could have just toss it in a drawer, right? And just
yeah,
not
like,
not
what's this? Yeah, exactly. So no, I mean, she was like a really wise lady. The conversations I had with her were so, uplifting, so inspiring.
and
So
she mentored you, literally mentored you, because you used to see her quite regularly. So
yeah,
now
and
tell everybody who she was, because she's a famous person. You didn't know that at that time, did
and
you?
she was from Canada too.
Yeah. Yay, Canada! Go Canada!
Right. Yeah. So,
Abraham, Esther Hicks is a very famous mindset coach, right?
yeah, she is. Yeah, she
Much
really is.
bigger and long term, much more than Bob Proctor that we know. And of course, he has had an influence in your life too. We're going to talk about that
Yeah,
later.
yeah, definitely.
But so at that point in time, you were being mentored directly by Esther Hicks, and she gave you
Yeah, I
cassettes
start,
to listen, and you started listening them. Then what happened?
and then I would I started listening, and then so when he found out, so I stopped listening to these tapes, and I would listen to them when he's not around. So I
Hmm.
continued, listening to them, and I wanted to continue, learn and grow, and then I learned that I learned so much from listening to those tapes
Hmm.
that you don't have to accept whatever is being fed to you. You really
Hmm.
don't. It's not who you are.
Hmm.
It's not, uh, like when they're saying things that are unpleasant to you, you don't need to accept them in your mind. You have to be mindful. You have to protect and kind of guard your mind, and
Hmm.
not allow that in, and take it in as a belief. So once I learned that, from Abraham Hicks, I started, being more mindful and more in control of my mind, and not allow that to affect me, because I am in
Of
this
what you
marriage.
were thinking, you were in control of what you're. Yeah.
What I
Okay.
was thinking, exactly what I was thinking, and also what was being fed to me, what was being said to me.
Hmm.
So because I am in this marriage,
Hmm.
it's, toxic, and it just makes it
So you
harder.
stopped agreeing with that person who was telling you that you were no good. That's
Yeah.
basically what you did, right?
Yeah, exactly. I stopped agreeing. I stopped believing it, because you hear it,
Hmm.
and if you hear it, when you hear it and you allow it in, then that builds a belief about yourself. You're not enough. You're not worthy.
Hmm.
You're not deserving. Whatever it is that you're hearing that's negative, if
Hmm.
you allow it inside
Hmm.
your mind, it's it built as a belief. So once I learned
Hmm.
that, I was guarding my mind. So I was being
Hmm.
mindful of what I allow in and out.
Very important point, very important tip that you shared here, Faye. Thank you for that. That we do need to be guarding, just like we guard what we put in our mouth, right? You're not going to go and jump in a puddle of mud or ditch or that's full of garbage because we are
Or
mindful. We
eat
will step
unhealthy.
around it. We're not going to, yeah, stay.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
It's just like eating, food you put in your body. I mean,
mhm,
yeah, you can do it temporarily, but if you do it for a long time,
mhm.
you're gonna start seeing the effects of the bad food,
The negative results. Yes,
the
the
negative
negative effects
results.
on your
And then
body.
same thing
Yeah.
with the mind. If it keeps happening, keeps being fed to you, it's going to form as a belief.
Right. A
So
long-term belief about
long time
yourself, start believing it.
right. So
Yeah. Okay, very smart. Yeah.
over the years, that's what happened. That's what
Hmm.
happens. So
Even
yeah,
with all, and it happens to the best of us, because I know that there are a lot of other successful women just like you who may be executives, who may be CEOs of their own companies. They may be working, employed in many different areas of life, or moms at home looking after their children and raising them and trying to make the best of the situation that are listening to you and are, may be able to relate to you in that capacity, that are so successful on one end but doesn't necessarily mean that is that they don't need help in other areas, just like in that toxic relationship situation that you were in.
right. And
So
it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy when you're in the
mhm,
situation. In the marriage,
mhm,
it's not easy. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of worry. There's so
mhm.
much of that.
Yeah.
I would always, try to self talk and get myself out of that. I didn't just sit with fear and get paralyzed, and allowed that, to take over me. And then when that
Mhm.
happens, it really does, uh, get to you sometime. If you allow that to happen, you won't be able to be in control of your mind. And then
Mhm.
that way your mind will be in control of you. So it's important
Mhm.
to monitor your thoughts and know that this stuff is all not real, and
So
work your
how did you get out of this? So now that you've been mentored by one of the topmost
yeah.
people in the world in the mindset coaching, and now that you've listened to all those tapes and you've spoken to her and she's mentored you and you've found that yes, you don't no longer need to be here. Then what happened?
Yeah, and then I said, I can't continue living that way. It was really bad. I said I
Mhm.
can't continue living that way, and also I started to, and I don't want to continue, setting that example for my daughters. Although I would
Mhm.
hide so much from them, they wouldn't like see all whatever, the worst part of it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
Mhm. Yeah.
what I did was, I just started, studying more and researching and trying to find, a mentor for me. I watched the movie The Secret, where Abraham Hicks was on it, and Bob Proctor was on it, Jack Canfield was on it. All the great personal development leaders in the world were on the movie The Secret.
Mhm.
And so I just researched, but I wanted something, structured, something
Mhm.
that's designed, designed step by step,
Mhm.
lesson by lesson, to help me go through and get a better understanding of how I can help myself and learn more on how the mind really operates.
Mhm.
So, after doing that, I learned that Bob Proctor had his had the coaching business, Procter and Gallagher Institute, the coaching business, and they have,
Mhm.
that program that I can get into and learn and study, from, and help myself first. And then
Mhm.
once I do that, I thought, oh wow, this is, wonderful. I'm going to get into it and learn it and go out there and help other women, other individuals um, that are in my situation and want to get out, but are stuck and don't know how to get out of this situation. And
That's remarkable.
I was looking, for a scientifically proven system, that truly works. And I found that. I found it at Procter and Gallagher Institute, from the program Thinking into Results. And
Mhm.
I studied that and got into that and just learned so
And you
much.
got certified. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And,
then you got mentored by Bob Proctor,
and
right?
I got mentored. Yeah. And one of my manifestations
Two
was
greats. Two
one.
greats, right? Not even one. Yeah, why should I stop at one, right?
Exactly, two greats. And one of my manifestations was to meet Abraham Hicks, to meet Bob Proctor in person. And I did it.
Mhm.
I went
Mhm.
to Canada, is where he lives. And
Mhm.
I was mentored by him, trained by him, and I got to meet him in person. And it was, amazing to even learn so much and be in such close proximity to him, and looking up to him, a man in this, I mean, he's like, I don't know, maybe 88 right now, close to 90 years
Mhm.
old. And teaching this wonderful, amazing, incredible material all over the world right now, in every country you can think of.
Mhm.
This program is just profound. And
That's
yeah.
remarkable. That's remarkable. I was actually looking at Abraham Esther Hicks' website right before we got on just to see, and she has there's a quote of the day every day there. So I was just actually looking into, and it's an amazing quote. I said, oh my God, what a remarkable thing. I'm going to share that because, it fits so well with Faye and her
Oh, wow,
story.
thank you.
Because it's I'm like, oh, what a perfect culmination to this
Yeah,
point.
perfect.
So
Wonderful.
so she says it on her daily law of attraction quotation, daily quote for November 23rd, today that we are doing this. It says, no matter what it is, if you really want it and if you get out of the way of it, it will happen. It
Yeah, it's
must
so
be.
true. It really
It is
is true.
law. It can be no other way. It's the way this universe is established. If you want it and you relax, it will happen.
It
Wow, that is so powerful.
It really is true. I mean, sometimes you're in situations where you think there's no way in heaven you can get out of it. You feel
Mhm.
like this is life sentence for you.
Yes.
But when this material is so powerful, once you learn it and understand it, and you apply it, you will
Mhm.
start seeing, how powerful it is and how everything starts opening up for you and everything starts showing up. And then manifestations start manifesting for you. It truly is really powerful, even when you're in like in the worst situations in your life. So it's very true,
And when you did all this, you got out of this difficult situation. You went on because, and then you of course lost a lot that you built, the lifetime of your
Yes,
multi-million dollar businesses that you built around you. You lost a lot of financially, yet
I
you
did.
came out of it and you
Mhm.
rebuilt your life
I lost,
around it again.
I honestly, I did. I lost, millions. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
um, that was the situation I was in, and
Mhm.
I still, didn't let that stop me, and took what I learned and brought it into the um, personal development world, coaching business,
Amazing.
and applied it there,
Amazing.
and came out of this. I didn't
Mhm.
want to just fall and not get back up. I fell, yeah, I fell hard, but I got back
Mhm.
up, and just, I'm taking it as a lesson. That was my story, and
And
I'm
you
just
went on to build your life again. You went on to live your life to the fullest again. You enjoy your children, your grandchildren.
yeah,
Your girls are so successful in their lives. You are now once again, because you see, you don't lose what you have, like the skills that you have. You can lose the physical brick and mortar things, but nobody can take your mind away from you. Nobody can take
right,
the skills away from you that you have, which you gained by self development and growth. And the biggest thing is you took action every single time that you did, whether no matter
right.
how long it took you. And then you went on to rebuild with a purpose that you want to help other women.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, and it's so much out there, especially right now. People are waking up, people are learning, people want to change their life. As there's a big awakening, there's a big shift in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there's tons of people that want to learn, that want help, that want to be taken by their hand and helped,
Mm-hmm.
and to
Mm-hmm.
get out of the situation that they're in,
Mm-hmm.
and learn, what this beautiful God-given natural laws that they can work with, the really
Mm-hmm.
universal laws, that we work with, that we really don't know about, because our environment, our society, our upbringing kind of painted a different picture for us, and
Mm-hmm.
taught us different things in life. And right now, people are awakening to all of this, and they want to. want to learn, they want to grow, they want to get out of,
Mhm.
situations that they're not happy with, or
Mhm.
toxic situations, especially for
Mhm.
women.
Mhm.
And and this is this is something amazing, and I believe in this shift
And
that's
you do
happening
it
right
so you did it to yourself, you did it for so many others, right, that have gone through your program, and you
now.
continue to do that and help. It's what, 12 logical, simple, practical, actionable steps,
Yeah,
right, that you
so
do. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So what it is, it's a structured and mentor guided 24-week program. Within 6 months, clients will help start seeing amazing results in their life working in this program with me.
Mhm.
And I do the one-on-one coaching with them, I guide them, I help them. There's some, they have to take responsibility too, and do some work
Implement it.
on
Yeah.
their, and implement it, of course, apply everything. And once they're committed and they get into it and they do the work, they'll really start seeing results. Because
Mhm.
I mean, it happened for me. It really did. It happened
Mhm.
for me. It's crazy, but it did. Even when times I thought, okay, I don't see anything, even when I'm not seeing any evidence, but
Mhm.
you just don't know, and it pops up for you and it happens. I manifested money, unexpected
Mhm.
money, seriously, unexpected money. I
Mhm.
manifested a car that I wanted.
It's
I just,
it's your mindset that took you to that level where you believed in yourself and you changed your current situation
absolutely.
into something that you wanted,
It really is. It really
better.
is your
Yeah.
mindset. It's your mindset. It's all about your mindset.
Mhm.
Reprogramming your mind.
Mhm. Mhm.
Unleashing that. We all have potential inside of us. Whether we know it or not, we have potential, and it's a matter of getting it out. Unlocking, unleashing that hidden potential, reprogramming our mind, and
Mhm.
it's work that you have to do every day.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Would you believe it that our time has gone by so fast? It's 30 minutes already.
Oh, wow. We can talk about this forever.
Forever, don't you? And I would love to get you on board another day, another time, and talk more about it because it
Yeah,
is
I would love
really compelling. Your story is really compelling. The way that you've gone through and what you've gone through, and you've come out of it on the other end, and still look how remarkable you are with so much
to
of laughter, energy, and life in you to give to others.
yes.
We will definitely share every single link that you have. We will share every piece of information. They can connect with you. Um, Definitely. And you offer a free consultation for the first
Yeah,
first
yeah, of course.
hour, right?
Yes, I offer free consultation for the first half an hour
Hmm.
for clients that are interested and ready to change their life and start seeing results. Absolutely, and there are results that stick.
Amazing,
The
amazing.
program is
Thank
sticking to
you.
results. Yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Faye. I so truly appreciate it. I know, for you to do this, and it's early morning on your end, but to come on our distinguished speaker series, it's not easy to share the story, the challenges that you've had. I'm so happy that so many of us will be watching this and that have watched it. Thank you for everyone that joined us live. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Ashley. Everyone else who did. I appreciate it. For those of you that are going to watch it and replay, please put hashtag replay down below so that we know that you actually watched it. We will be resharing it on every single platform. Go to Accelerate Global on the YouTube channel and watch this through. You will love it. I know. And I can't wait to bring another distinguished speaker to you another day, same time on Tuesday. We'll see you again. Thank you so much again, Faye.
Thank you, Esma. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this
You're welcome.
interview, and talk to you soon.
All right. Bye, guys. See you again.
Bye.